Hi, my name is Carly Leonard. This is a travel diary of significant and memorable places that I've traveled to. On this first page right here, this lists the destinations that I'll be talking about during the presentation, starting with Oregon, and then I'll be working my way through talking about each location and then ending with Key West, which is in Florida. So the first trip that I'm going to be talking about is Oregon. My family and I drove to Oregon and we made a couple stops along the way. So one of the first stops that we made was Bernie Falls, which on the left side I have a map picture which shows you where Bernie is located. It's the red dot. It's really close to the Oregon and California border. And then the picture underneath the map is just a family picture. We stayed at a campground there, and then there's a really pretty waterfall that you can hike up to, which is Bernie Falls. And that's where that picture was taken. And then we also went to San Francisco. We went to San Francisco on our way back from Oregon because we decided to take the coast. The pictures for San Francisco is actually more recent. I lived in San Francisco in 2015, so a lot of these pictures were taken back then. But we did stop in San Francisco on the way back from Oregon. And then this is Oregon. That's a family picture of us on the right. And then on the left, there's a starred spot on the map that shows that we were in Gates, Oregon. That's where we stayed. We have family there, so we just stayed with them. The second trip that I'm going to be talking about is my travels to the East Coast. My dad is from the East Coast, so we kind of go there a lot. But this particular trip we took in 2008. We went to New York, Connecticut, Vermont, and Massachusetts. But I've also been to North Carolina and South Carolina as well. So the first one is New York. I've been to New York twice. I went in, like I said, 2008 and then again in 2016 for Thanksgiving. We were in New York, New York City, which is located on the map as well. And then the picture I chose was just a picture of us at the Statue of Liberty. That was in 2008. And then on the right is Connecticut, where I traveled to. My dad's family live in Milford. So I located that with the green star as well. And then I've gone to North Carolina and South Carolina. We went to South Carolina, which is on the right, and I did show that with the red dot as well. We went there in 2002, and then we also went again in 2009. And then I've gone to North Carolina as well. My grandparents live in Charlotte, and then we went to Boone that particular visit, which is the second map that has the red dot as well on the left side. And then the picture shows me on one of the hikes that we did in Boone. Vermont, my dad's aunt lives in Vermont, so we stayed with her in Linden. And then we also went to Boston, which is in Massachusetts. And then I located that as well on a map with the red dot. And then the picture shows us in Boston. The other trip that I wanted to talk about is the Bahamas. We went to the Bahamas in 2013. We did take a cruise there, so we didn't fly or anything like that. But the first stop that we went to was Freeport. It's just this like little island, and then you get to walk around all day. And then we also went to Nassau, which is another stop on our cruise. While we were in Nassau, we took a boat to this private island called Sandy Toes, or also known as Rose Island. And that's what the other three pictures are. The island of the Bahamas with me standing in front of it, and then the water pictures are on that island. And it was like one of my favorite places that I've ever been to with my family. And then another vacation that we actually just recently took was to Hawaii. When I was in like 8th grade, I went to Maui with my friends. And then I went this year with my family. We went to Oahu, which is where all these pictures were taken. So we saw sea turtles. We took a hike. We went to the Kualoa Ranch where a lot of movies are filmed. And then the bottom was just my family and I at a luau. And then the last vacation that I just recently took, we went to Key West. It was for a wedding on my dad's side of the family. Key West is, as I showed on the left side of the map, it's the very furthest point of the United States. You're 90 miles away from Cuba. That's what the picture is with the land marker. Um, they call Key West Landmarker Zero because it's the furthest you can go, so you're at zero, and then um, the highway through the Keys takes you back up to Florida. And then the bottom picture is Key West has the most beautiful sunsets, so we went to the sunset point to look at the sunset one of the nights that we were there. But yeah, so those are the most significant vacations that I've ever taken with my family, and they've meant a lot to me. They all kind of like had a meaning, or like we went for a special occasion. So thanks for listening.